Hello and welcome to episode 8 of the Churner's Digest. My name's Alex, otherwise known as Few the Z. This week we're just going to be doing a normal update, not a topic episode. I know I've teased some stuff about churning for lay people series in the past, but I've just been super busy and I wanted to get this quick and dirty one out real quick. I was just traveling. I was in the DC area, flew out of Reagan, and had my flight delayed for 10 hours. So I'll talk a little bit about my experience with Priority Pass and restaurants. But during that time, I went and not really wrote a script, but wrote like the description of the blog post, which is what you see that I put in my show notes are basically my notes that I read through while I'm talking. So during my 10-hour delay, I spent some time and made this week's episode. So without further ado, we'll dive right in. So first thing that I got targeted for was a your mileage may vary, 10% back on PayPal, up to $300 spend or $30 cash back. So there's a Dr. Credit link for it. I was lucky enough to be targeted, and all I have to do is just click it, and I'll apparently get 10% back on my purchase up to $300. And PayPal's pretty easy to use. Anytime I shop online, they're normally like right there as an option. So I normally just click it. Like I just made a purchase for some new running shoes, and PayPal was there. So I was like, oh, that's a good way to use it. So yeah, if you're targeted for that, cool. Take a check, why not? Another thing that is interesting was Capital One is a $10 BJ's membership. So if you're interested in BJ's, hop on that. $10 for a membership is pretty good. We do have another offer here for a wholesale shop, which is for Costco. So if you go on Groupon, you buy a Costco membership for $60, you can get a $40 shop card with it, or a $45 shop card, and then a $40 online discount and some other offers there. So if you don't have a Costco membership, I definitely recommend doing that. I love shopping at Costco. I feel like an American too, which is, I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, but I feel very American going to Costco and buying my $1.50 all beef quarter-pound hot dog with a soda. But all right, I promise I won't do that again. Anyway, next is I was targeted for a $25 boost from HMBradley for setting up a routine. So I'm assuming this is for people that had never set up a routine before. They sent an email out saying set up a routine for $500 before, I think, like the end of the month, and they sent it like pretty close to the end of the month, or do it within like 5 days. And if it gets triggered, if it gets triggered, you'll get a $25 bonus. I haven't gotten the $25 yet, but I did satisfy the requirements, and I did get an email saying that I satisfied it. So now it's just a waiting game for that boost to come in. Another sign-up bonus that I saw was a $300 Liberty Bank sign-up bonus, which is available in Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Rhode Island. The requirements seem pretty easy, and there's credit card spend allowed. But I'll get into this in a minute here, but I opened up my final card of my Apple Rama recently, which was a SoFi card, but I haven't received that card just yet. I opened it on the 10th, and I still haven't gotten it. Today's the 31st, and I called today, and I was like, hey, I didn't get the card yet, and they were like, oh, we can expedite it to you for a fee, but yeah, we mailed it to you already, and I had them send me a new one, which is annoying. They wouldn't expedite it to me, but I guess I'll just play the waiting game there. But back on the $300 Liberty Bank bonus, I'm trying to wait for that card to get in so I can open it and then fund it with the card, with my new SoFi card. I was considering using Curve for it, but I don't know how Curve's going to do with purchasing or funding a bank account. I don't want it to go to my underlying Curve card, and I mean, the limit's only $500 on that, so maybe I'll do that. I'm just concerned about the go back in time of that $1,000 purchase, but maybe I'll just go that route. We'll see. So yes, I going into my new credit card applications, these are my final ones I'll be doing for a while. I opened up a SoFi card, which was a CreditKarma offer, which is spend $200 and get $2,000 back. When I opened this, the account went pending initially, so I called, and turns out that I had two SoFi accounts. I had one that I opened up in 2020, or one I opened up in 2022, that I used for a $200 bank bonus, and then another one that I opened up I don't even know how long ago. So I called, and they said they can't combine the accounts, but now I just have two SoFi accounts, one that has my credit card and one that has my bank account that I don't use, so it doesn't really matter. And I also tried for a Wells Fargo Bilt card and got denied. I had a feeling I would get denied, but I was already like 11, 24, and 6 in the past 2 months. So I figured, why not? I'll give it a shot. So the application went pending, and then it was denied, and I called Wells Fargo's recon line, and they said to wait until I get the reasoning in the mail. So I got it and called them back, and Wells Fargo, as far as I can tell, doesn't really have a reconsideration line. It's you call, and they're like, well, is your credit profile accurate? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, well, then that's our decision. Sorry. So not great there, not really a recon option, but I now learned that I have reached my approval limit, so I won't be applying for any more cards. Another offer that I saw on Dr. Credit was American Express is giving 10% or 30% back on a Google One subscription. I like it a lot. I use mainly Google products. My phone's Google. So my headphones are for Google, and I might be getting a Pixel Fold here at some point, and maybe the Pixel Watch. So I spend a decent amount every year on Google, and I store most of my stuff on Google Drive. So getting that 1 terabyte tier was pretty much a no-brainer for me. Also, when I signed up, also a feature of Google One is 10% back on their store. So when I do eventually buy my next phone, I'll get 10% off in addition to credit card rewards, which is very nice. But when I signed up for Google One, they were giving away a free Nest Hub Mini with it. And I'll give a link to that offer. And it looks like it ends like either end of October or end of September. So maybe you can stack the two of these. So essentially your first year will be a moneymaker of like $30, which is cool. Next, Discover has their savings bank account bonus back. I think it's like $200 or $100, depending on how much you deposit, or $150 or $200. But the cool thing about them is their deposits are cumulative, so you can just deposit $2,000, pull it out, deposit $2,000, pull it out. Anything that's like that, as long as the total accumulation reaches the bonus in the required amount of time, it'll count. So pretty easy. If you don't have that yet, I definitely recommend hopping on it. Next, we have a targeted Capital One $300 sign-up bonus for $500 spent on the Quicksilver. That return's really high. If you do have that, I recommend opening it. The Quicksilver card's kind of useless, but that's a great sign-up bonus. Something I don't think I've talked about on this podcast in the past, but Target Red cards. There used to be a way to churn them and get like free $80 from them every couple of months. And I just started doing this, and basically right when I just started doing it, the first time I churned it, they right afterwards killed the churnability of it, so that's no longer an option, so that's very sad. I'll just still keep it because getting 5% on Target is nice. Even though it doesn't give you 5% on tax, it's still nice to get. And you get free shipping as well, which is useful. Another thing that there's an option out there is Upgrade Bank has a good referral bonus right now. So it's $150 for the referrer, and I think it's $50 for the referee. So you just have to direct deposit $1,000 in 45 days. I gave links to the promotion, Doctor of Credit's information on it, as well as my personal referral link. So if you want to use it, feel free to. I noticed that I think somebody used my Moomoo referral, and now I have like $300 worth of Moomoo credits, which is I have to like make a purchase, and then the credit counts as a coupon against that purchase, so I don't actually use my real money, which is weird. But thanks for using that. Shout outs to you. It didn't give me a name, but thanks to the listener who did that. And if someone wants to use my upgrade link, I'll be sure to shout them out next time as well, but feel free to use that. Next, as I described, I was stuck in Reagan Airport for 10 hours. I always get to the airport a little bit early. I didn't know that my flight was going to be delayed for 10 hours, so I got there early, and I had the priority pass with my Bank of America Premium Rewards Elite card, which still has the restaurant access. So I went to American Tap Room first. I think it was at like 4 o'clock, and spent like $30. Still, you still have to tip. If you do use that, make sure you tip on the full price. So it wound up being like $9, which was a great deal. And then my flight was delayed, and I learned that I hadn't realized that I had already found this data point a while ago, and I was the data point I was looking for. So there's like a 2-hour cooldown of you being able to use that restaurant credit again. So at 2.5 hours point, I went to a different restaurant in the airport and used my restaurant credit again, which worked without a hitch. So if you're ever stuck in the airport or you want to get 2 free meals out of it, just wait like 2 hours and you'll be able to use it. Also, there's a really good write-up from Dr. Credit on iBond selling. I don't know if I ever discussed it on this podcast, but there's a pretty detailed explanation of when you should sell your iBonds, and I gave a link to it. I personally purchased my iBonds in April, so I will be selling in January. And I had my mom buy them in November, so she'll be selling those tomorrow. And she also bought a batch in, where the heck did she buy it? In January, so she'll be waiting until October for that. So just something to keep in mind. The rate went down to 3.4%, so I'll be offloading and putting it into my bank accounts that are earning way more than that. Even Ally went up to, I think, 4.25% just today. So there's plenty of options out there. Yes, you do get to save on state income tax, but maybe if I do the math there, it'll work out better if I keep it in iBonds. But I like the flexibility of the cash, so I'll probably just pull it out. And then I think that's about it. This is a quick and dirty episode. I wanted to get this in. I'm super busy the next couple of weeks. I have a wedding coming up here. I'm going home for a concert. I'm going to Metallica, and then the last concert, which should be crazy. And then I'm the best man at a wedding. I got to finish up writing the speech. And then I have some birthdays coming up. It's just super busy. So I was able to pump this out yesterday while waiting for the flight. So apologies for being so quick and dirty, but I didn't want to leave y'all hanging and let this podcast die. So that's it for today. And hopefully I'll be able to get this up. Today is Monday the 31st, and I'll plan on getting this out today. So thanks for listening, and until next time, have a good one.